So it only grows in
No
ends?
way.
I mean, what I'm saying is,
Joseph.
Every dick is different, Bill.
then you could take a guy who has a little bird's nest, right? A little bird in the nest.
Like a turtle dick?
Yeah.
I've heard of the turtle dicks.
Yeah. And that guy
could
grow into the 5-inch erection.
Sure.
Like, he's a grower, not a shower. Like,
So
the penis, the guy with the big flaccid dick, he's not going to grow as much as the other guy.
right, and it's definitely not going to stand up
Percentage-wise.
straight. It's going to like stand more down at an angle, more like a like a kickstand of some sort.
Right, but
I think you said elephant earlier today.
An elephant.
I think you could. There's a lot of things you can do with that giant thing, though.
Oh, no. If it's flaccid, there's nothing you can do with
I don't know. You could.
I'm not going anywhere near it if it's flaccid.
Okay.
It's not going to happen.
You can see which way the wind's blowing.
Well, let's just say,
Emma, would you?
I what?
Would you do anything with a limp dick?
Sorry.
Limp Disket?
What
You're talking to the girl who loves
That's what I'm saying.
Puppetry of the Penis show.
Oh, now that.
The fuck does that mean?
You've never heard of that?
No. Pray tell, guys. What is a puppetry of the penis?
It's a show that I don't know if it's still out.
Oh, I thought it was something you two
No.
did. I swear to God, that's what I thought you were telling me.
So we set up the stage and a curtain, and we turn the bright light on, and then Joe does a little show for me. Gets me in the mood.
I got an intro song. Puppetry of the Penis. Hey.
No, that's actually an international show. What? It's has not been
What
to
is it, like a bunch of dicks with socks on top of them?
It's two guys
No.
that
it's
come
just
out
two
on
of them.
stage
Okay.
Two
with
guys.
robes on, and they say, "Are you ready?" And they open their robes, so now they're naked,
except for like Converse shoes and socks.
some socks or something, and they literally take their.
Oh, wait. It's first of all.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They came
Why
to
have
Chicago.
you not taken me to this?
Oh, they have not been in the
This is like
country
10
since
years ago.
2005.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
They were in Australia for a while, and I don't know what they're doing now.
Huh.
But it was kind of
they're
like
the Blue Man Group. They got
That's
all these
what I was
guys.
gonna say. It's like the Blue Man Group. They train these guys to do the same show.
Okay.
And then they have an opening act, which is usually a comedian, and they called her the fluffer of the show.
Nice.
That was
Okay.
cute.
Nice. I
And
like
then the two guys come out, and they're like, all right, well, let's just get this show started. So it's the two of them standing on this narrow stage, and in between them is a giant screen. So there are cameras that are zeroed in on both of their genitalia. And so one of them will be like, all right, well, let's go to take a tour of France and check out the Eiffel Tower. And then they...
What does
They'll
that mean?
stretch their dick?
Yeah.
Stretch
they
their
move
balls
it
and
and turn
dick,
it.
and they do the
What?
Loch Ness monster, where the guy has his balls this way, and then and then
So
he
they-
starts turning it.
Yep.
So it's just a big flaccid dick that they do
Yeah.
basically like shadow puppets with?
Yes.
No, not shadow puppets.
It's
Well,
their
right.
actual
I mean, it's
penis,
like,
but-
right.
Like Muppets.
I understand.
Muppet puppet.
I understand. But what I'm saying is, this is a
Yeah.
thing.
Here's the one that grossed me out. The hamburger. The guy takes
I don't even need you to explain.
guy takes his dick in between his two balls, so his balls are the bun, his dick's the meat, and then he turns it sideways
Yep.
so you can take a bite. So now his balls are like inverted.
Now, Joe knows this because it was a special on...
It was on Real Sex on HBO.
Oh,
Okay, on
man.
HBO.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought you were going to say Sex Box. Have you guys heard of that TV show?
Oh, Sex
No,
Box.
I've not.
Sex Box is like you get a couple that sits in some couch, and there's three psychiatrists, and they talk to you about your problems like you're having in the bedroom. And then in front of a live studio audience, you go into this room that just glows, so all you can see is the shadow of us, and then the therapists decide what you're doing wrong. So you go in there, you have sex, you come, and then you come out, and then they're like,
Let's talk about
well,
this.
Gregory, I noticed that you were a little bit too aggressive when you were giving her the old Cleveland steamer or whatever. Like, I mean, whatever the position was.
That's when you choose to shit on your wife. When you're on Sex Box.
She's feeling very insecure.
She may not like the poop so much. You might want to stay away from that.
I never heard of that. What is it called again? The Blue Dick Group?
The puppetry of the penis.
Puppetry of the Penis.
Yeah.
You can do a Google search and you
I
can
like.
look it up.
Do they have a vagina version?
I like yours.
Yeah, it's the vagina monologues.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really what it is?
Seriously?
Well, the vagina
Yeah,
monologue.
she gets up there and she's
Have you
like,
seen
"Hello."
that? Have you seen that?
You like my
Is it
mustache?
real?
And
The
then she
vagina
could do the
monologues?
Arby's
Yeah.
roast
It's
beef
just a
sandwich.
It's a show. I guess I was going to say Broadway. I don't know if it's Broadway or off Broadway, but it's just a show.
It's been on Broadway.
It's way off Broadway.
Is it way off Broadway?
Oh, yeah.
It's just women doing a monologue, basically, and it's just about their history and their lives and sex in their lives.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Puppetry of the Penis still.
No, the
I
vagina
thought we were
monologue.
talking. What? Okay, so do they use their vaginas? in the
No,
monologue?
they're fully clothed.
It's just a couple of girls
It's like
talking about
poetry
their
and it's-
vaginas.
I
Right.
was literally picturing the same thing with chicks
No.
using their pussies.
Not that
Okay.
I know of.
Do you like my mustache?
Right. Should I shave it more? Right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh my god.
Here's my flat tire.
Oh, gross. William gross.
Well, speaking of flaccid wieners,
Yeah.
Promescent is a new spray.
For?
PE. And
What is
that-
PE?
PE is help me out.
Penile.
Nope. I keep going there though.
Premature ejaculation?
Premature ejaculation.
I've heard of
As
this.
soon as I finished swallowing my wine, I was
Well
the good
said,
news
Danny.
is for those of you that use this, basically what it does is it makes you last a little bit longer in the bedroom. And if you want to switch it up and switch orally, has no side effects on the young lady.
Which was a concern to you.
Which
I
was a
remember.
concern. After the break, we are going to talk to Jeff Abraham, the CEO of Absorption Pharmaceuticals. He's here to tell us about Promescent. And basically what it does is it makes your love life last a little bit longer.
I'd like to hear more.
Okay. Coming up after the break. Thank you guys for listening to The William Barron Show. We'll be right back after this.
Sick of thinking about baseball, boxing, or other boring chores while giving it to your wife? Try Promescent. It'll make you the shining star in your bedroom.
The William Barron Show.
What is current representation of women and girls in the media? If you are asking yourself this question, or you want to help raise awareness and just simply hear from people around the world their answer to this one simple question, go to Instagram and search for Media SA VVY Girls, or go to letmebeme.org. That's let me, the letter B, me.org. Post a short video that can easily be shared in any social media form like Vine, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc., with the right hashtag #LetMeBeMe. So please join in and add your opinion. Answer the question.
All right, you're enjoying listening to this podcast right now. Don't you wish you could watch it in a funny, animated way?
Sure.
It's way funnier live, I can promise everyone.
Well, there is a service now offered to everyone out there with podcasts to get a 1 to 2 minute animated video, which is so much easier to advertise your podcast online
Sure.
than spewing a bunch of audio at people. Someone can go to YouTube and watch this. These are brought to you by Oddcast Media. That's Oddcast Media. I just said it. If you go to YouTube and search Oddcast Media, you can check out some of their clips. They've done stuff of their own. There's some other podcasts on there I checked out. It's so much more fun it's so much more entertaining to even watch it than listen to. I think they're really bringing
Right.
a special service out there that's not being filled that I've seen before.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
I'm sure everybody would love to know what we look like.
All right. So anyway, since they've offered to make us one of our half and half.
Oh, they're going to
episode.
do one for us.
One of our half and halves.
Yeah.
Because, like we would love to have our identity, exposed because we're attention whores and we're Twitter fags and all that stuff. So yeah, they're gonna make a 2-minute thing for us on the one episode that you and I did by ourselves.
All right, so we can. I can't
It's
wait to
gonna be
make
hilarious.
that. Yeah,
it's gonna be
get
hilarious.
that out there.
I love the idea of it. I think it's great because you're right. Like I can spam people on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Hey, check out our new episode. Then they click on it. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. Who has that kind of time?
I would almost guarantee you this will get your podcast more listeners if you did one of these videos than any other ad campaign you could do?
All right, first of all, it's our podcast.
I'm you in the general sense. You other podcasters listening.
Yeah, I mean,
this goes out on Spreaker. A lot of other fellow podcasters listen to this.
I mean, it's a great way to promote your podcast for sure. So check them out at tinyurl.com/Oddcast
Media, or go to YouTube and check them out there. Oddcast Media.
The William Barron Show.
Welcome back to the William Barron Show. I am joined tonight by Jeff Abraham, CEO of Absorption Pharmaceuticals, and he is here to talk to us about a revolutionary new product, Promescent. It's pronounced Promescent. It's spelled Promescent, that helps men last longer in bed. The company sent us a few free samples. My wife, Jeff, thanks you very much. This stuff works, guys. Jeff has been a recent guest on a number of radio shows around the country, ranging from KFI Radio in L.A. and the All Out Show with Rude Jude and Lord Sear on Shade 45. We're happy to have Jeff join us and tell us about Promescent. Now, like I said, you sent us some free samples, and my wife and I use them, and she says thank you. So let's start off. Could you tell our audience exactly what is Promescent?
Yes, Promescent is a lidocaine-based spray that was specifically developed by a Hoag Hospital urologist, Dr. Ronald Gilbert, to treat premature ejaculation.
Okay, and how is it any different than like a stamina pill or like a numbing spray?
Okay, yeah, a lot of the previous things that have been out there, some of the stamina pills per se, were absolute complete snake oil. They had absolutely no basis whatsoever in actually treating premature ejaculation. They would just give you more energy. The other so-called, I call them the cane family of numbing agents that were out there, Stud 100, Riser, those types of things, they actually helped you delay ejaculation. They gave you a higher degree of IELT, which is inter-ejaculatory latency time, which meant you could have sex for a longer period of time. The issue was you would be so numb that you'd be having sex. You go, am I actually having sex? I know I'm moving. I feel something, but what's going on? You have to look to see, and your partner would have the same numbing sensation. There would be transference to her. What Ron did was develop a eutectic formula that changes lidocaine from a crystal to an oil aqueous form. When that happens, the lidocaine penetrates the stratum corneum, which is the outer layer of the skin, and goes to the sensory nerves underneath. So within 10 minutes of application, it's gone from the surface. So a man maintains a much higher degree of surface sensitivity, and there's no transference to the female partner. So that was the whole science, and it's all patented behind the product, and that's what makes it so effective and so successful.
Okay, so I know how much longer I've lasted using your product. What is the average? How long can guys last for using it?
With a probably a three-pronged answer, and it's because it depends on how long you were lasting prior. There are people that have severe premature ejaculation, some of those for physiological reasons, some of them for psychological anxiety-related reasons. If you're lasting a minute or less than a minute, this will take you up to 3 or 4 minutes, which may not sound like a lot of time, but that when you're used to lasting 30 to 40 seconds, that can be quite a bit of a difference.
Sure.
If you're lasting, say, 2 to 4 minutes, this will generally take you, in the 7 to 10 minute range. And if you're lasting 8 to 10 minutes, this will allow you to probably go 20, 25, 30 minutes, and you'll actually have to concentrate and focus to finish. So it's a function of how long you were lasting prior.
Okay, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it's a metered dose spray, which means you get the exact amount each time. So we've had reports from men, and I can tell you from personal experience, that you can actually adjust the dose for how long you want to last. Because there are situations sometimes where you're like, hey, it's a Friday night, it's 10:30, we're going to bed, I don't have to go to work in the morning, I'm really primed for a marathon session. There are other times where you go, well, we both have to go to work in the morning, 15 minutes will be great, bang, we're going to get it done. And we have a lot of people that tell us, depending upon, the circumstance, they can titrate the dose to exactly what it is they desire.
Okay. We are joined again by Jeff Abraham, the CEO of Absorption Pharmaceuticals and Promescent.com. Again, that's Promescent.com. Now, one of the things that me and my wife we ran into the other night was, what if I used the product, and what if I used Promescent and then I wanted to be pleasured orally. Is that going to affect my wife or?
Not at all. Here's what we tell people. It won't have any negative adverse effects on her whatsoever. There is a slight medicinal smell to the product, and sometimes, people can be, whoa, is that turned off?
Okay.
Now, we recommend if you're going to be pleasured orally that